Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to talk about the Sorcerer changes on the PTS. I'm Alcast from alcasthq.com. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. Now I will showcase some of the new abilities that we got this patch in-game. But before we go there, I actually want to talk about the class identity. Let me know in the comment section below what your vision of the class identity from a Sorcerer is. Like, if you're a tank, let me know your opinion on a Sorcerer tank. If you're a Magicka DD, then a Mag DD, Stem DD, Stem DD. Let me know in the comment section below. Because that's what interests me the most. Some small changes are nice, but they're mostly irrelevant. Because I just think Source needs to get the class identity right. And then from there on, make small adjustments. Because the game is fairly old already. We don't need to change the whole game every 3 months. Now let's get started. Daedric Summoning, Bound Armor. Bound Armaments, rework this ability into an offensive skill. Activating the ability no longer grants mitigation for 3 seconds, but instead puts a 40-second duration effect on you that summons a bound dagger anytime you deal damage with a light or heavy attack with a maximum of 4 weapons being able to be activated at any given time. Reactivating this ability causes the weapons to prime and quickly seek your target after a short delay. The ability continues to passively increase your maximum stamina and damage dealt with light attacks. Okay, I actually seen this. We will go check it out after we went through the notes. This new skill looks really cool. I like the idea of it. We have to see whether it's actually useful or not. It sounds like a lot of work. Like it will take to actually get it to run. So, summons a bound dagger anytime you deal damage with a light or heavy attack. So they want you to actually do light or heavy attacks to get it to proc. So you should not forget that. A lot of people don't do light or heavy attacks, which is one of the core base game mechanics. Yes, I know, but a lot of people struggle doing that. The animation looks really nice, but we will get into that later. Now let's move on. Charge Lightning. They fixed an issue, okay. Unstable Familiar. Reduce the damage and morph. Cool. Then they increase the cost. There has been a lot of cost increases. I think they were mostly unnecessary, but whatever. Duration and this. Now the interesting part is with the Unstable Clan Fear. This morph damage now scales off your max stamina rather than Magicka. Decrease the cost. The area of effect attack now deals the same damage as the basic attack, but hits in a 6-meter radius up from 5. So basically making it a stamina morph. Fix an issue where the area attack would cost it. Okay, that's a fix. Now, the thing with this is, I feel like a stamina Sorc, both in PvE and PvP, it really doesn't need a pet. Stem Sorc has kind of like these wind physical attack combos, like when you look at Hurricane, fast-paced action. And a pet just doesn't fit in there, in my opinion. I'm not sure about you guys, but I feel like it just doesn't... It's nice that they change it and that it scales off a stem morph, but it's not what I envision of a stamina Sorc. Right? Like, well, now I have a pet with me, deals damage. I'm not sure how much damage it actually does. We will have to check it out in a second. But I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. Well, it's probably easy for them to just change values, but that's just lazy work. I wish they would make something. It doesn't have to be a pet, but it could be similar to like Bound Armor, something that exists around you. But another pet, it just doesn't fit the Stem Sorc playstyle in my opinion. But we will see. Maybe some of you guys have ideas of what they could do with this. It's a good start, but will it be useful? We will see. Summon Winged Twilight. Increase the heal of this ability and the Twilight Matriarch morph to be closer to the heal power of Rush Ceremony. This will result in 87% increase for the base and 55% increase for the Matriarch. They exclusively scale off Max Magicka, so that's... Last patch they nerfed it because it was too strong, now they buff it again. I don't understand. Well, they just said they want to make it the same as Rush Ceremony. But these are not the same skills. Rush Ceremony doesn't equal Twilight. They are two completely different skills. This one deals damage, can be used to line of sight and all that stuff. It can tank mobs. Rush Ceremony can't do that. So like, why try to make the heal equal? I mean, I would be fine if they increase the heal by like 30 or 40%, but this seems like a lot again, so we will see. Again, sledgehammer changes. Don't stop doing these. Bolt Escape. The fatigue from this ability and its morphs now apply only if you successfully teleport 1 meter or more instead of whenever you activate the ability. Okay, so if you keep streaking into the wall, you will not get the cost increase. That's nice, I guess. This ability and the Ball of Lightning morph no longer stuns the targets in a 4 meter radius from your origin location, but instead stuns targets in a 6 meter radius at your final location. So you kinda have to aim where you land to stun them. That's weird. It's really hard to do, no? Because this is usually used as an escape ability, not as a like offensive. But in most scenarios, not always, but this seems to be like most enemies are close to you, so you really gotta coordinate this. That's weird. Fix an issue where you could become stuck in place after attempting to cast this ability or any of its morphs when a target was outside your line of sight. Okay, so this was a really annoying bug. Like, Jesus. It's gonna be nice if they finally fixed it. Ball of Lightning morph. This morph now ranks up in duration of the summoned Ball of Lightning, which now lasts 3 seconds at rank 4. Okay. This morph also adds 2 seconds of snare and immobilization immunity after teleporting. That's very powerful. That's maybe a little bit over the top. It's gonna be impossible to catch a Sorc with this. Snare and root immunity. Yeah, okay. Streak. This ability now creates a cone behind you after casting that damage and stuns enemy inside of it. The length is now 17 meters with a 40-degree arc rather than being a 14x 15 meter rectangle. This means the ability will require more precise aiming when attempting to land on top of an enemy. Okay. So I talked about this with other people and it just looks like they couldn't fix the old version, so they completely reworked it. I guess it's fine if this is really fixed. I guess everybody will be happy. But I still think, like, so you basically streak and then when you're at a new location it stuns people behind you. That sounds just really weird. I'm not sure if it's as effective as now. Well, it probably will be better, because previously, if it just didn't work, it was just useless, and now it might actually always work, even if the area is smaller. So we will see how this turns out. Definitely interesting change, and if this gets fixed in the process, thank God. Lightning Splash, nerfs to damage, increase to cost, like with all dots, sure. This here is actually also a cool change. Surge. This ability and its morphs now grants major brutality and sorcery. So, a lot. I think the whole player base and the class reps too actually gave feedback on that last PTS cycle. And now they actually implement it. So, you could say they listen to feedback. It's just not always the fastest. This is a nice change. Because for me it's always like, especially when you have stamina magicka, it should, sure, most of the times you only need one, but in some scenarios you might want one of the morphs and then you need sorcery, not brutality. So it's nice that they changed this. And they actually do this with most skills. That's not only Sorc exclusive change, like for all classes. And it's an overall very nice change. So let's go check out mostly the Bound Armaments and the new pet. Because all the other skills, they got changed, but then looking at some of the changed skills, Bound Armaments. Arm yourself with the power of Oblivion for 40 seconds, causing your light and heavy attacks to summon a bound weapon for 10 seconds up to 4 times. You can reactivate the ability for half cost to arm the weapons, causing them to strike your target for 3k damage every 0.3 seconds. And you still get the 8% max stam and the light attack damage. So I have to activate this. So okay, these are two separate things. Now when this goes off, the dagger will disappear. Now this animation looks really nice, and I can cast more of them. So it just seems to renew the buff. I do another one, and okay, it goes again. That's cool. And then I activate, I shoot. So I basically have to reactivate the ability itself every 40 seconds. And now I can shoot 4 of these daggers, or 2 is like you can decide. Wrong button. And I can redo it again without having to reactivate the ability. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's really nice. Now, I'm not sure... There is no sound when it actually... There is no... like... Maybe the sound is just missing, but I think they should add a sound. Because now it just feels like I'm hitting thin air. There needs to be some sound attached to it. Another cool feature is... It's actually 28-meter range. That's cool, so it will work on bow builds too. Another nice thing... You can like one bar this only, so I can activate it here, and you will keep the buff. And you see, I can still summon these things. That's cool. That's cool too. The damage itself is not that high, but I think that's okay because you still get the 8% extra stam and the 10% light attack damage. So it has a lot of secondary effects. It's 2k stamina, so it's not fairly expensive. So overall, I really like the rework of the skill. I think it actually looks great. They need to... I think they just didn't have the sound ready yet. That will probably come. If not, they need to add some sound. But overall, I like the change. I also like that they didn't just kill off the secondary effects, that it's still there. This is a cool new rework, and I feel like it fits into the class identity of a stamina sorc, because like stem sorcs should be kind of like windwalkers with hurricane, and this definitely fits into that area. Pretty cool. Second skill, and again, like the damage numbers, sure, maybe they're a little bit too low, but it doesn't matter, they can still adjust these later on. The most important thing is that we actually have a little bit better stamina identity for this setup. The pet, overall, I think pets don't really fit into the stem sorc identity. It's just like you should be fast-paced, moving around, and it's the pet just it slows you down. They look weird because like when you're too run, they just teleport around and stuff like that. Don't like it. I wish they would recreate this to something where it might have something similar to like Bound Armaments. It might still be a pet, but something that automatically is around you, like flies around. Something like that, or maybe another like certain living armor or something like that, or whatever. Let's see. Command the power of Oblivion to send the Daedric Clanfear to fight at your side. The Clanfear's headbutt deals 1k physical damage, while its tail spike hit nearby enemies for 1k physical damage. So basically 0 damage, is that what they're trying to tell me? Once summoned, you can activate the Clanfear's special ability for 4k magicka, healing you and the Clanfear for 5k. So if I recall correctly, the heal still scales off your max health, so it's a very powerful heal for your... Like if you're a tank. This thing can crit for so high, it's crazy. That might get a problem in PvP, I'm not sure if you have 30k health or something like that. But, so it scales off stamina, but I feel like... I mean, that's basically 0 damage. Maybe they forgot to scale it, because it feels like it still scales off max, like off magicka. Can't be that it only deals 1k damage, that's nothing. You can actually quickly check, let's go outside. Okay, let's check on this dude and see. Go, pet, go. Let's kill these. I mean, my light attack deal 10 times more damage than, like... What? What? Did it just... It's useless. Thank God. This is not good. Either they forgot to change the damage values, or like what the F is going on. This is 0 damage. It's useless. And it actually dies fairly fast. Which is another problem. Like, it just died before from light attacks. Like, what? That's not how it's supposed to work. I feel like, because some of the other pets are way more resistant, they've just for... I don't know. I do a light attack and a poisoning section. My monster set does way more damage. Yeah. Okay, so they really need to amp up the damage on this one if they want to make it viable. Oh, look, this... God, dude. Yeah, don't like it. Bound Armaments is really nice for Stem Sorc identity. This here is dog shit. And there's nothing more to really be said about this. If that's how they envision Stem Sorcs, that's not the right way to go about on it. But anyway, we will see. Maybe they will change this again. Even if it does more damage, I just don't feel like it's right. I do understand that the sword, like a magical sword with the pets, it works. But for a Stem Sorc, which is like fast-paced wind style, it just doesn't fit. Doesn't fit. Bound Armaments, nice. This one, no bueno. What do you actually think about this? I mean, maybe you have other ideas, but that's just... I just feel like it doesn't fit. But these are the two biggest changes. I mean, these are the only two skills that really got reworked. That's about it. It's a nice start, but we are definitely not finished yet. And that's another problem I have. They always start something, but they don't finish it. Like, it always gets dragged over several patches. I wish they would focus on one class, do everything with that thing, and then once it's done, they move on. But they always start everything, but never finish anything, which is a problem. Anyway, if you want to watch some other videos, check them out here. I have like a complete patch notes review, which took quite a while, like always, because there's so many changes. If you want to hear my opinion on it. Like always, I will update the builds on the website when the game launches. Day 1, they should be ready. Other than that, don't forget to subscribe and hit the juicy like button. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye.